live. Okay, so hi, YouTube. I am multi-streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. So if you hear me talking to somebody or answering specific questions or what have you, it's probably because it's in the other chat. All right, we're up and running. All right, so we're working on the Selena pencil drawing. So I'm going to get started. But yes, okay. Bradley said, has the iWatch always been a part of the stream in the past? So I do wear a watch. I've had it for like 4 years. I've actually had 2 now. And I was about 8 days ago, I realized I was like, I don't want to wear this anymore. Like it interrupts my like train of like, if I get a phone call or if I get text or an email or what have you, I realized I don't actually want to always know things in real time. Like the only time it would actually be beneficial is if an emergency happened. And that I don't know that it's ever happened since I had that iWatch. So I started, hey Steven, hi, let's do this. How you doing? So anyways, I decided I was going to take it off. Well, I haven't been wearing it for like 8 days. But I realized that I was going to switch over to just like my normal watches, but they're all dead. So speaking of needing batteries, I also need to go get watch batteries put into my old watches, my, traditional watches, so to speak. So I do use my watch to tell time. I've also realized that I use it to find my iPhone a lot. Like I frequently set my phone down somewhere and like leave it. And so I push the button all the time. And I decided yesterday, an analog watch. So I'm going to switch back. It's just, I need something to tell time. And also yesterday, out of luck. So my mom had gone on a girls' trip over the weekend. And her friends dropped her off at my house yesterday. It was like kind of a little less than halfway to my parents' house. So my dad came and picked her up from my house. Anyways, I was talking to my mom and my phone was sitting on the coffee table in front of us. And when she got up to leave to head back to her house, because my dad was there, she picked up my phone and took it thinking it was hers. And like, just by the luck of it all, like I said, I hadn't been wearing my watch for over a week, but I was like, I'm going to need to know what time it is yesterday, like while I was out running errands and stuff. So I just happened to put it back on. And when she left, I pinged it like to try to find my phone. I pinged it and I just happened to catch them before they got out of range. So I, was able they heard it and brought my phone back, luckily, because I wouldn't have been able to call anybody. I'd have to get on my computer and like try to give her a call through like Google Voice or something. I don't even know how they would have gotten quite far away had I not been wearing my iWatch yesterday. So anyways, the plan is I was looking at some of the like digital like Casio, like I was like, maybe I'm gonna be a watch nerd. Maybe I should become a watch nerd. So anyways, I wanted to put I took a picture. Oh, that reminds me, I never put a post up that I went live. I have not worked on this any, and I took a picture of it. And normally, because this surface of my drafting table is quite rough, it's got like X-Acto cuts in it and whatnot. So if I'm drawing in pencil, it's kind of like a rubbing and it'll pick up the texture of the table behind it. So I always try to put like a few pieces of paper or like the pad of paper, something behind it. So then my pencil drawing isn't impacted by the surface of the table behind it. And I realized I don't have it. So I've got one right here. Sometimes I just use like the back of the pad that it came from, but sometimes I forget and I've used the back of these like cardboard pads as X-Acto knife, like as boards for cutting. The front is textured, so I wouldn't use that. I think this one's okay though, if I use the back of it. So we're just gonna flip this over. That way I don't pick up any of the texture of the table. The other thing I'm gonna start with is I was working on her hair and her clothing. She's wearing like a mesh top with some like mirrored and metal pieces. So there's a lot of texture and details that are happening here. And it is definitely something like normally I love drawing faces. And if I were to go ahead and start working on her face, I would not want to finish the rest of this because to me, this is more boring, or not boring, but just more challenging, I guess. And so I like to start with the harder things, the more challenging. I didn't announce on Discord. Oh, you know what? Because Cal isn't here. So anyways, that's where I'm at. That's why I'm working on what I'm working on first. Cal isn't in the chat. That's why he didn't announce it on Discord. I can never find a watch that really fits my wrist properly. I have a really thick wrist. That's the other thing is my it's been so long since I wore my analog watch that I need to get some of my band put back in, or like the links put back in, because it will not fit my wrist. So that's not my problem. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna connect there. Oh, okay. Well, my bot is not, that timed out that token as well. So we're just gonna deal without no Cal today. The Apple Watch's magnetic band. They always pinch my skin. I have one and I never liked it. Okay, so I guess since I'm having technical difficulties, like usual, we're gonna just do this. We're gonna announce it ourselves. Announce it ourselves. Anyways, if you have any questions, now would be a great time while I'm like getting this all set up about pencil drawings. I can certainly address them or answer them when I get back to drawing. Okay, take that, do that, put this right here. We're gonna do this, do this, do that. Say, hey everyone, Ashley is live on Twitch. And where's my YouTube live? Hey Valid, how are ya? I'm doing all right. How have you been? There has to be AI out there that will do this for us. It does, but I forgot to connect them or check on them. So that's on. They're not so smart that it could figure it out on its own. It's my own fault. Okay, let's see. Post. Link. I like how I copied Cal's thing, so I referred to myself in third person. Ashley is live. Ashley Villers posted Ashley is live. Okay, well there's that. And copy text, go to blue sky, paste this here. I'm not gonna say Ashley is live. Hey, everyone. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. Doink doink. Put the photo. Burp-a-doop. And I'm is live. Whoops, that would have been embarrassing. Hey everyone, I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. There we go. Posted. All right. Everything is good. Any big summer plans? No, not really. We're working on our garden and our exterior of our house that we just moved into. And so I think we'll just kind of hang out around here and try to get things to a point where we like it, because a lot of the our garden is large, but it's we'd like it to be a little bigger. We'd like to get some perennials in, things like asparagus and rhubarb and what have you. So I think we're going to be spending the summer like solarizing parts of the yard and getting like cover crops in and that sort of thing. And then maybe in the fall, once we're kind of slowing down, do maybe a national park trip. But nothing special, just hanging out with family and doing yard stuff, garden stuff. I did start a YouTube channel for my garden, so I'll probably be working more on that and streaming and like working on my own art. Megan, hey, how are you? Who's the artist or artist who inspired you? Steven asks. So I don't know how to answer that. I think maybe the biggest inspiration is my grandfather. He was a watercolorist, and this is on my mom's side of the family. So my grandfather worked at Sears his entire life, retired from Sears when he got back from, he was in the he served in the Korean War, and then got back, started a family with my grandmother, started working at Sears in Roebuck, and worked there until he retired when I was just a baby. And when he retired, he started doing watercolor paintings. My grandmother passed away when I was about 2. And so, he retired and had this time to kind of pursue this interest. And I learned much later that was something that both him and my grandmother like kind of wanted to study and go to college for, graphic design. That both of them were quite talented artists as like high schoolers, but they just, life at that time was starting a family and getting a job and serving your country, I guess. So they just started the family and never really got to do that. So my grandfather did that when he retired, and he was just prolific. At some point I will have to do like a tour. I have a portfolio of a lot of the watercolors he did that were just that weren't the like what he considered the best, because he had a lot of things framed and did a lot of like local art shows and that sort of thing. And I kind of have the practice pieces and all the pieces that in his mind weren't as strong as the ones that he framed and displayed. But even those are just really impressive. And I'm always amazed at how many paintings and how much he got done in the kind of short time. And he was always the one that like brought paints and materials to my house when he was visiting when I was young and kind of encouraged me. I mean, I have very encouraging parents. Both my mom and my dad signed me up for all kinds of art classes, and when we travel, like it was not unusual for us to go to like the art museums that were in the towns or cities that we visited, or go to the art galleries, that sort of thing. So my parents were really supportive, and they knew that meant a lot to me. And so I think that like in general, I don't know that there are like, besides like my family being so supportive and like exposing me to a lot of art from a young age, I don't know that I could pinpoint specific like famous artists or creatives that impacted me more than like that experience did. Just in general, like being exposed to it was a big deal. Yeah, I will. Today I want to make some pretty good progress on this drawing. Because the graphite takes me so long. So the way that I work in pencil is I start with like a hard or lighter graphite. So right now I'm working in 2H, which is a pretty hard graphite that puts down a really light gray. And so then I go in with something that's more medium, like H or F, or maybe like a 2B. And then I go in with like a 6B or an 8B when I get into the softer and darker graphite. And so this process, these drawings take me a long, long time. And so today I think I'm just going to focus on getting some artwork done. And then on Thursday, I'm going to stream as well. And I think what I'll do is Thursday, one stream will be also to do if we get any subs today, I will also do like the sub doodle. I think that will work best for like just flow. So then I'm not stopping to like work on sub doodles when I'm like in a flow state. But yeah, on Thursday, I'll do a little tour of his work. I also don't know exactly off the top of my head where that portfolio of his paintings are. It's somewhere. I know I had it since I've moved, but it's not readily available, and I don't want to take time looking for it during stream. So I'll locate it and we'll do it. We'll do a Gramps. We called him Gramps tour. Did Grandpa ever have a website, or was he he was pre-website? So my Gramps passed away shortly after Mr. 13 and I got married. So it was 2011. And I did have an Etsy shop for him for a little while. And then like the sales, I don't think we actually had any sales. But I had scanned quite a bit of them and put them up for sale, and we were going to make a scholarship with any of the proceeds. So if you look him up, there is some art in places, but not a lot. In fact, I was looking back before I ejected off of Facebook. I was looking back through some of the direct messages that I had if I wanted to save any. And one of the direct messages I got on speaking of grandpas, my dad is calling. We're gonna just side button him. Let's look at my watch is buzzing. That's why I kind of hate wearing my Apple Watch. Papa's calling. So anyways, I had this direct message from a woman who bought one of his paintings at a garage sale in Wisconsin, of all places, and was trying to find information. And when she Googled him, this was years ago, I think the Etsy shop was tied to my name. And so she messaged me to get some information. I thought it'd be cool to like put out maybe like a TikTok. Oh, there we go. Thank you. And like talk about how I don't know, give a little background and like show the paintings and say, if you have one of his paintings, because he used to sit up at like art shows and such, summer market art fairs. Like if you have one of these paintings, like let me know. I'd love to know like how far they've gotten, like who has them. Like I have no idea. One of those places is in Bradley's home. I don't even remember which one I sent you. And that's like, so this tattoo on my arm, I don't even know, I'm not even looking at my screen. So if you were to flip it and look at it the other way, is a section of one of his foresty paintings in the shape of a swallow, which he had a swallow. I always want to say sparrow, but it's a swallow because he was in the Navy. So he had a swallow tattoo. And it was like a traditional, like American traditional swallow. And so I took the general shape of his swallow and then filled it with one of his foresty paintings. And the tattoo artist, the one who did it, I let her keep one of his paintings, and she ended up keeping the one that we put in the tattoo. And kind of wish I would have saved like a photo of it before I gave it to her. Because in hindsight, I wish I would have like kept better track of those things. It's hard to be in multiple places at the same time. Yeah, I think I would personally, that's silly to try to be in two places, but also I don't really know what the, you can always cut your arm off and hang it on that wall. I could. That's an option, I suppose. Like, I kind of feel like that perhaps splitting time between YouTube and Twitch is probably not in like my best interest or for viewers. Like, I think that it's more about meeting people who are at that spot already, not to like try to get my regulars to hang out in both. I'd rather a whole ass one place be. Irmagerd! Hey Nips, how you doing? I'm back. I'm back, baby. I plan to keep it in my YouTube feed. So like I did one of these before I took my, well, last summer before I moved, I did one YouTube live stream and it's got like 42 views on it. So I don't know who's watching that, but somebody is, because it definitely didn't happen while it was live. So yeah, now I'm using a combo of my 2H and 2B to try to kind of do a, oh, my iPad thinks I'm talking to her. Stop it. To do like a light and medium gray to get this kind of meshy texture. I called into work because my eye is effed up. I'm about to pick up some eye goop, trying to decide lunch or start some laundry. Trying to decide on lunch. What are our lunch options?
OMQ is this? Uhaya awesome sweet winter. Hashtag art made me do it. PS get some food.
Art, hashtag art made me do it. Max, thank you so much for that resub. 80 months. 80 months. Thank you, thank you. Let's get some love. Oh, we can't do love hype and butters in the chat. Cal's broken. So Cal is not there. You're gonna have to manually put your own love hype and butters in. Spam the emotes yourself, bitches. I'm stuck at the first round. Grocery store, pickup, or delivery. I haven't even picked a flavor. Well, how about I tell you what you want and then it'll help you narrow things down. You want a wrap. I was going to say buffalo chicken wrap, but chicken parm sandwich. So we're on a chicken. We want chicken is what we're thinking. A handheld chicken vessel. How's that sound? Your nickname was handheld chicken vessel. Okay, so I've gotten to the point where this 2H is not doing anything, so I might as well retire it right there. You're having chicken Caesar salad right now. I had a grilled chicken salad for lunch. We meal prep chicken, grilled chicken, earlier in the week, and we've been making salads every night. I've got an insane amount of lettuce growing in the garden right now, so it's lettuce all the time. It's salads all the time, every day. Dinner. Side salads at dinner. Lunch salads at lunch. We just harvested the first of a radicchio amount of salad. A turkey bacon, chipotle mayo, jalapeno, avocado, pepper jack, tomato, onion, pickle, and house dressing. That sounds great. That's what you want. This mesh is really going to be a challenge. Because not only is it like the repeating pattern of these stitching in this mesh, but then there's also like folds and darker areas and lighter areas. So like, I think I'm going to go through and put the shadows, the generally shaded areas first, and then put the texture over top of it. I think that will be the easiest way, instead of trying to do the texture and then darkening and then losing the texture. If I get the general shadows in first, it should be easier. Yeah, like a stamp tool. I need a stamp tool to repeat this. Eight or 12 inch. 12. Because then you can have leftovers. I mean, we probably have leftovers. 8 inch. I don't know. How hungry are you? Very hungry, 12, and have leftovers. Not very hungry, 8 inches, and have leftovers. I also think that I'm going to have to, how does it feel to be back? It feels good. It's been a minute. I think it's gonna, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling inspired and motivated. Like, obviously here I am actually working on art and not just sitting here procrastinating. So that's good. sandwiches. Happy to see you back. I'm happy to be back. I think the plan is to kind of keep a midweek, late afternoon stream schedule. I think maybe we'll go like a consistent, like you can see me every day. The problem is like this week I was like, oh, I'm going to bring back the Wednesday streams. But then I was like, oh, wait, I'm donating blood tomorrow. So I can't, I'd already start like breaking my stream schedule. So I don't know. I think that it's just better for me to just say that I will go live week to week. I will post about it in Discord. But I think it'll just be too hard. Also, if it's like rainy one day, like because I'm doing such a large garden, I think like if it's rainy one day and sunny another, like I don't necessarily want to be like, oh, I could stream tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day or whatever when we get to that point. And I should be outside working today because it's not. So I will be consistent, but I also am not gonna like create a stream schedule, so to speak. Cal's broken, Max. I didn't fix Cal. I forgot about him, to be honest. Should I eat in public or just order pick? I don't know. How gruesome is your eye? Hey, makers. Is it going to be unsettling for the other people eating? Are people going to lose their appetite? All right, so now because I'm in a darker shaded area, I'm working on like a 6B and a 2B for the shadows for the mesh. Let me zoom in a little bit so you have some context of what I'm doing here. Or I guess you've got the context. Let's look at the little details up close. Hi, Mama Funk. It does sound like, yeah, wear an eye patch. Is she blind? Misfigured? A pirate? It's for your nighttime pillaging, your eye patch. In 6th grade, I went to Camp Muskingum. And there's only 2 things I remember from Camp Muskingum in 6th grade. And they are 2 wisdoms that I have never forgot. These are like deep core memory, deep-seated beliefs now that I've absorbed from as my own. And the first one is we did a night hike at Camp Muskingum, and we learned all these different like things about nighttime and like seeing in the dark and like animals and nocturnal animals and whatever. But the thing that I remember the most is what they were talking about. We covered up before we left on the night hike. They had us cover our eye, kind of like an eye patch, and while we were sitting in the like cafeteria. So we're sitting there and they like made us talk, and then they, you know, like we were getting ready, going over the rules and whatever. And then when we went out there into the dark woods, they made us flip our hand over to the other eye. And they were like, that is why pirates wore eye patches. It wasn't because they had missing eyes or what have you. It was so they could see in the dark when they went below deck and were pillaging ships below deck, because it was dark. So you could just flip your eye patch and your eye would already be acclimated to that low light level. And I just was like, that was mind blowing to me. And so like, I love sharing that tidbit of information whenever I have the chance. Like if a situation where we are out with strangers or like acquaintances and we talk about pirates, or we're talking about seeing in the dark, I'm definitely bringing up that fact. Always, forever. The other thing that I learned at Camp Muskingum was my best friend, Ashley, who was EIGH Ashley, was not feeling good. And she was just having like a real bad time physically at camp. And we were sitting, which we had to sit out some event. And again, we were sitting in the cafeteria of the camp, and one of the camp counselors was sitting there with us. And it was just this kind of like, I remember him feeling like a very like old, well, not old, like young adult. Like he was probably college age in hindsight, but he was like a camp counselor. I remember him being very burly, very bearded, but he probably wasn't. Like in my mind, I don't really remember what he looks like, but in my mind, that's what he was. He was old, wise, but he was probably this like piece of shit college kid. Anyways, we're sitting there. Ashley, EIGH, Ashley's crying. She feels like terrible. She's not having a good time at camp. And the camp counselor was like, well, when was the last time? And I don't think he said like use the curse word, but when was the last time he took a shit? In that sort of like nonchalant, like, whatever. When was the last time you pooped? And she was like really uncomfortable. I think I was laughing because I was like, well, what is this conversation? As a 12-year-old or whatever, what are you in 6th grade? 12? And then she was like, not since before I left. And he was like, I think you need to poop and I think you will feel better. Like pooping makes everybody feel better. Always. Like if you're in any situation, like if you are not feeling good, you should poop. This was like this kid telling us this. And I will never forget that because most of the time, I think he's actually correct. I tell everybody you need a nap and a poop. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad information. That's for sure. But that would be another thing. I would love to know who that kid was. And like he was probably 18, but he felt like an adult to me at 12. But it was probably some punk kid telling a bunch of 12-year-old girls to take a shit and you'll feel better. Oh man, we got an ad. Let me snooze this real quick. I'm gonna snooze this ad. Ads are snoozed for 5 minutes so I can get caught up. I wanted to see what Mama Fung. Oh, to tell everybody you need a nap and a poop. Big news happens. Have a nap and a poop, then react. I think that's valid. I think that's really valid. Oh man, I had to take my kid to the doctor last week because he kept saying he felt like he had to pee, but he wasn't peeing. And he went through all this hoopla. Eventually the doctor was like, let's do a stomach x-ray and just to see. And he was indeed full of poop. Had he just taken that advice from the very beginning, we wouldn't have been here. Winter is back. Hey, Roshamoto, how you doing? $400 just to learn he was full of shit. Oh, Max, thank you for the gifted sub. Our bot is not hooked up today, so you're gonna have to manually put in the love hype and butters. Here we go. I'll do it myself for you. Wait, love. Which one's love? We're gonna do this. Do 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 do. And then we're doing some hype. Do 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 do. And some bubbers. Boop 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 boop. There we go. Thanks, Max. Wait, who did I miss a sub? It says we got 3. But I only know that Max gifted did your own, and the added sounds make it so much better. Here, you want some more sounds? Here, let's do what? You resubbed. I think that this number right here is wrong. It must have started at 1. Because you resubbed and you gifted a sub to Nips. So that's only 2. Okay. So what are we drawing today? So we were working on 8-inch sub. Selena's. It's part of this series that I started a million years ago called Idol Worship. And I have one of Willie Nelson and one of Dolly Parton for my country queens and kings. And, oh, Max, another sub. For Meggers, thank you. Let me go. We love hype and butters in the chat. We're gonna. Those were not even love hype and butters. Let's. So, anyways, I did. Let me just show you for a moment. We will do a little show and tell. So I did these. This is a watercolor background where I did the like kind of I just got my new ringtone. Lady Gaga. And this is one that took a long time because if you notice, she's got quite the crazy lace thing going on. So that's why I'm doing this mesh on Selena. We're working on our Latino, Tejano genre right now. So we're working on Selena first. This is Lady Gaga.
Don't cry.
Willie Nelson. Dolly Parton. Oh, my ad's gonna join us here in a minute. Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. I'm a cherry bomb. I'm not a very good singer. So we got our kind of like punk rock. Oh! Hype train incoming. Hello, Roshamoto. Thank you so much for the sub. That means we get to do a giveaway. Shoot. We can't do a giveaway. Cal's not here. I gifted a sub to myself. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to, hold on. Let me snooze it again. Snooze the ad. Oh no, Max. Thank you. I'm going to put your names in a bucket. That's what I'm going to do. I don't have a bucket. Okay, wait, let me get the love hype and butters in the chat. Hi. Love. Butters. So we're at 5 of 4. So I have to do one giveaway at least. How are we gonna do this? Okay. I guess. Let me. Hold on. My dad is texting me like nonstop. I wish I didn't have my, and he is asking me questions. I need to text my dad back. He's calling. He's texting. I'm getting voicemails. We need to play some. We do. It's hard because I am. It is spring. We are planting our garden and like getting everything done, but hopefully once it gets in the ground, everything's all caught up, then I'll have more free time to play video games again. It's just been a really bit with between working full time and working full time in the garden thing. It's just been really difficult. I haven't even been playing that much Fortnite, to be honest, and that's surprising. Okay, my dad is asking me what trim level my car is. It's the off-road. Right? I think so. Let me double check this. We're trying to, so I got this crazy, I've been having, oh my gosh, what's the word? My check engine light has been going on like nonstop. Goes off, comes on, goes off. Well, finally they were like, it's your evap canister and my whatchamacallit valve. TRD off-road, that's what I drive. Hello, hey Saxon. Purge valve and evap canister is borked. And thanks, Max. I was gonna get there eventually. But I'm getting so distracted. So it's borked and I have to get that fixed, and they gave me almost $958 to get those pieces replaced. And so my dad was like, I'm gonna see if somebody I know can do it. So that's where we're at. That's why he's texting me like he's on fire, because we're figuring it out. I've got an ad in 27 seconds, but yes, I do sell my artwork, was a question that I got. It is ashleyvillers.com/shop. I've got everything there. I've got a lot of originals. I've got lots of prints. My Jeffy picture is not for sale. It's not even done, to be honest. I can show you real quick while we're going to this ad. Max is like my bot. I thank you for that. let me know you what. And then, yeah, like I said, Thursday we'll work in my sketchbook and we'll get those things done. Thanks, Rochelle. I appreciate that. I've been trying, now that I'm like back and trying to get all my ducks in a row. I did reach out. I had like put my commissions on hold. So I think I'm going to be doing a few commissions. I reached out to some people who had asked to be on a wait list. And then I also, oh, 6. Ah! Let's get some love, hype, and butters in the chat. You have to physically put it in though. Bub. Boop, 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 boop. Wrong butters. That's so funny that they're sweet. What a bunch of sweet orange boys. Do boop 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 boop. Okay, and then Saxton, you get to pick something summer related, and I'll put it into the subdoodle on Thursday. Also, I think what I'll do, I put a Saxton. Some are related, some are not. Wildflowers. Okay. Noted. Ryan, how you been? Okay, you know what? I think that we've been live for an hour over on YouTube. I am gonna end my YouTube stream here because I am off topic and I think that we're good. Let's do this. No! Yeah, sorry, bye, goodbye. YouTube, it's been fun. If you want to catch the full stream, we can head over to Twitch. That's where I'm going to be streaming until 5 p.m. But because I'm so not, it's getting out of hand. I think I'm going to end it here. And yeah, bye YouTube. Okay, we ended YouTube.